Hello everyone and welcome to another Mastering MFL video. Today we are going to talk about packs and drops. At the time of this recording it's the end of season 4. We're about to start season 5. On Tuesday the store is going to reopen and on Wednesday we have a pack drop. We've seen a lot of new users, so I thought for the new users it's good to talk about what kind of packs are out there and how does the drop work, etc. And for more experienced users, what are smart strategies when you are spending your MFL in the store? And maybe how can you get better at drops? How can you make sure you get a pack in the drop? So I'm gonna talk about all of those aspects. So first, a little bit, what is the store and different types of packs, then the reward packs plus the strategy, pack drops and tips, and then my conclusion. So very basic, what is the store? If you go to your MFL account on the left hand side, you see the shopping cart icon. That is the store, that's where you can find all the packs you can buy. But there's a bit of a twist, not all of them you can really buy and not at all times. So I'm gonna explain those things in a second, because there are 4 types of packs. You have the reward packs, drop packs, new user packs, and promo packs. So those are like broadly the 4 categories. I'll address all of them briefly, and the reward packs and the drop packs in more detail, because those are the ones people buy the most, of course, or get the most. And there's also, more. You need a bit more info about them and strategies to get better in MFL, I think. And we're mastering MFL here. That's why I'll cover them in more detail. So let's start with the reward packs then. What are reward packs? They are packs that contain 1 player, and there's no upgrade. So if you get a rare player pack, there will only be a rare player in there. You really, in the pack you find what you're getting. You can only pay with MFL. So the name says it. Why is it called reward pack? Because you can spend your MFL rewards and get players in return. This is how the game is designed, that you can keep playing in a sustainable way, keep replacing the guys that retire with your MFL earnings. So you cannot never pay this with USD. You really can only use MFL. You need to earn MFL to get those packs. That's why the reward packs. And that's why there's also no limit. So you can buy as many as you want, and as long as you have the MFL. But of course the team comes up with the prices and the MFL you can win, so they balance and make sure everyone always gets the packs that they need. So then is a big question, what should you do with that money you earn? I think there, like, you have MFL, but there's then what kind of pack should you buy with that MFL? So I think there's different strategies. Some people will just spend all MFL on the highest pack possible, but that's a bit risky in my, like, it's a high risk, because you can have 1 bad pool and then you can have wasted all of your earnings on that. But there could be a high reward. You can get a very young player, like the highest rare or uncommon player that's also very young, and then you have like an amazing pool. So it's a bit high risk, high reward. And what some people do is also getting multiple lower packs. So of course you have a bigger chance then to get high potential players, and I think you also spread the risk a little bit that you have bad pools, because you have multiple chances, of course. But yeah, you don't have like 1 crazy good pool that could be very valuable. So it is a bit less risky. What other people do is, like, I don't want to take the risk at all to do a pool, like to open a pack. So I'm just gonna sell these unopened packs on Floaty. Could be anything. Some people like the bit of the risk of opening packs. And that money you can use on the marketplace to buy players you really need. So positions you really need, the age you really want. So that's another strategy, is just use your MFL to buy packs and then sell them. Or a combination. I usually do a combination. I sell some, I open some, a bit depending on what I need each season. So for example, you get 50k MFL. What could you do? You can get 16 limited players. Maybe one of those is like a crazy talented guy with like 20 potential, and then maybe you already have a rare. Other people get 5 uncommons, bit like the same, spread the risk, maybe a couple young ones, like 1 or 2 high ones, those are good pools, or just 1 rare, but you need a lot of luck. Imagine you get like a 75 goalie that's 28. then you really wasted all of that MFL. Or just sell 5 uncommon on floaty. I think nowadays they sell for like 30 USD, something like that. So that's 150 USD. So maybe that's better than 16 limited players. And then you can buy a pretty good rare guy for that. So up to you what you think what works best for your agency and with your goals. Then the pack drops. So every 3 weeks at the start of the season and in the middle of the season, there are pack drops, usually at 11 p.m. Central European time. There is a limited supply, and lately they've been crazy popular. And they sell out usually in seconds, definitely the higher categories in seconds, and the other ones in minutes. You can pay both in MFL or USD, so that is great. That if you want to join the pack drops, you can also use that money you just earned in the pack drops. There's a limit of 1 pack per user for the higher categories, rare and standard, and the lower ones, they have usually 3 packs per user. And the special thing about pack drops is that there is an upgrade chance in each pack. They're relatively more expensive for what you get, but that's because you pay a premium for the upgrade chance. So you pay more, but there is a chance with each player, each pool, that you get a nice upgrade. So how does that look like? So for example, this is a standard pack, the latest standard pack, because sometimes they keep changing the pack and the composition. So for 50 USD or 40,000 MFL, which is also 4 uncommon players in the store, so you already see it's quite expensive. You get 1 common guaranteed, 1 limited guaranteed, 1 uncommon guaranteed. But you pay for this upgrade chance, so there's a 5.4% chance you get a rare player, or 0.6 even a legendary. So imagine pulling that legendary. So it's like it's like 1 in every 150 people pulls a legendary from such a pack. So it could be you, and that's why you pay more for that. But the big problem is, how can you actually get them, because they often sell out so quickly. So a couple of tips for you then, some drop strategies. Although there is a bit of a debate. Some people say when the clock strikes 11, it's like my time zone, but yeah, when it's like the hour and the drop should open, some people say you should wait until this button turns yellow and he says like get back. Other people refresh it exactly at the second, or like 1 second before it hits 11, and then they click. Other people say you need to use a mobile phone. Other people say no, a cable is much faster, like in terms of internet. Yeah, you can maybe experiment with this, what works for you. There's not really one strategy that always works. What does work, what is smart, is to have maybe multiple screens. So maybe you have your laptop and your phone and maybe another iPad or whatever. And then also you open multiple tabs on those devices. So what some people do is they have like 5 tabs open, and then they click rare pack, they click standard pack, they click limited, common, they get like max packs like this. But then when you click, it gets reserved. So you don't pay, you first click, you reserve them, and then within 10 minutes you have to pay for all those reservations, but you already got the pack. So this is how a lot of people get max packs, is just opening multiple tabs and multiple screens. Spread your chances, and maybe then you can get a pack. So hopefully this will work for you if you want to join the drop. Then finally some other packs. Of course there's club packs, but they are usually only for new users unless there's a promo. Like right now there's a nice promo. You can buy a new Spark Division club for 80 USD, and you get a starter pack for free. The starter packs are also usually for new users. If you want to use this promo, by the way, use the referral link in the comments. Then other ways to get packs is through giveaways. There's a lot of giveaways usually from some bigger users or accounts, or referrals. You can also win standard packs and even a rare pack with 30 referrals, I think. So there's loads of different packs and ways to get it. But as I said, the main ones are the reward ones and the drop packs. The reward packs are definitely most value, for only 10k for a uncommon player or 50k for a rare player, compared to what you pay in the pack drops and the risk you have then in the pack drops. I think reward packs are most value, but if you like a bit more risk and maybe get a high reward, go for the the packs in the drop. But the big thing is just make up your own mind. Like, how are you gonna spend that MFL you earn? How are you gonna spend your dollars? What works best for your team? Maybe selling packs and then targeting buys on the marketplace is like more a safe strategy. Like, what is your appetite for risk? What works best for your clubs and for your goals? So make up your own mind, but as always, maybe share in the comments what's your situation and I'll say what I think about it. All feedback is welcome. So thank you for watching and see you next time.